Right, good morning. So now you can see a new project called as stock maintenance in a college. Stock maintenance in a college. You can see here. Now, what are the tables required for this project? 1. Items. 2. Departments. 3. Staff. 4. Rooms. And 5. Logins. Now, see, let us now see the table called as items, my dear friends. The table called as items. So what are the fields? What are the fields required for these items? Items table. Item name. See, this is an item, my dear friends. See, you can see, this is one item. This is called a plastic chair. This is one item. So we have to name this plastic chair. That is called item name. Now, every different item names must have some codes. That is why we are calling it as item code. Item code. Next, item description. If you want to write something about that particular thing, you can write. You can also remarks. Model image. You have to take a photograph of it, and you should upload that photograph also. What do you mean by volatile or non-volatile? Volatile means if you take a chair, it is a permanent. So if you give it to, if a person sits on a chair, it can also be used for in another day for another person. But whereas if you talk about a chemical, if you give it to one student, it is over. You cannot get it back. That is called disposable. And this is called permanent. So that is called volatile. Now, what are the operations that can be performed on any table? So there are mainly three operations, my dear friends. One, insert a new value, new data, insert a new row into the table. Number two, view all the things at a time. And third one is search. So these are the operations that can be performed. Let us now move on to how can we create a table. Now you can see here, my dear friends, you can see here the item ID, which has been declared as int and has been given size as 6. And you have to observe very importantly, it is given as auto increment. Auto increment. When you give a specific field as auto increment, you have to define that as primary key. Primary key. Only primary keys can only be given auto increment. No other field can be given as auto increment. So this is how you can, in a similar way, item name, item description, remarks, volatile, all the things can be given, and a table has been set. You can see now the table. You can now see the table clearly. Here you can observe this. Observe here. You can see primary key is set as item ID and unique is set for item name. Unique is set for item name. What do you mean by unique? No two names are equal. No two names are equal. Suppose if you set this as plastic chair, there should not be second plastic chair. That is what it is. Right? Now, table creation is over. Now, what are the things we have to do? Right? Input forms. Input forms. So, to gather this information. Now, then the next one is action program to place these values into the table. These are the two things we have to do. Now, let us see. Now, let us create a folder called as MCA in www directory, vhost, localhost, and then where we can create a directory called as MCA. MCA. Right? That is what we want to do now. Now, after creating a directory, we have to go to Edit Plus. You can use any browser, but Edit Plus is rather small convenient for us, right? In Edit Plus, you can open Edit Plus where you have to go to MCA. There we'll have to write Control N for new program, and Control S for saving a program. Now input forms, you can see input forms. Form name is equal to AC, action is equal to p2.php. I am saving this as p1.php, my dear friends. Method is equal to post inc9, enc kadandi, enc type. Let us see what errors will occur if I write it as inc type. But actually it is as enc type is equal to multipart by form dash data. This particular thing have to be used when you want to upload a file. When you want to upload a file, this has to be returned. Now, in a similar fashion, you can ask item name, input type is equal to text, name is equal to item name. In the similar fashion, item description, input type is equal to text, name is equal to item des, something like that. Remarks, input type is equal to text, name is equal to remark, something. Similarly, submit. File input type is equal to file, name is equal to img, and submit. Something like that. When you execute, see how do you execute this? Localhost by MCA by p1.php. So automatically the program is executed. Very simple, very simple. And remember, my dear friends, if you connect your laptop and your cell phone with the same Wi-Fi, then you can even open the input form in your mobile also. Mobile lo kuda open chesukochu with the IP address of the laptop. That is what it is. But remember, there must be with the same Wi-Fi. That is what it is. Right? Hope you understood. Right. Now let us see. It is hope you understood. Right. One second. Right. Put submit. As yes, p2.php. We have not written any p2.php until now. That is why it is giving some error. Now let us create p2.php. In p1.php, we have written it as text, input type is equal to text, name is equal to item name. That name should be appeared here. $F1 is equal to $_post of that item name. $F2 is equal to $_post of that item des. $F3 is equal to $_post of that remark, remark. Something. I'm just echoing, echo. Remember? Echo string. And two strings or two variables are separated with a dot. Two strings or two variables must be separated with a dot. That's just a dot. See, item name is quotations and dot $F1 dot quotations VR. This is how you can see. Now you can see, and remember with files, when you use file, input type is equal to file, you also must be remember that all the files are stored in $_files, $_files, and img name, img type, img size, img temp name. All these things you can see here. Now we have uploaded one image here. We are going to submit. There are some errors you might be seeing. Undefined index. Why? It is because inc type. We have typed it as enc type. Now you can see there won't be any error. You can see. There is no error. There is some error. $_file, but it is $_files, files. Now I am correcting it. So now you can see everything is placed. The temporary file name is see, a server somewhere exists the image. That image is brought into our system. That is what is the meaning, right? Now In order to store all these values into our SQL table, all these information have to be stored in our SQL table. Am I right or wrong? No, for that we need a connection. We need a connection to MySQL. MySQL connection కి ఎలా వాడతాము? See, MySQL underscore connect. MySQL underscore connect. So by using that MySQL underscore connect, localhost comma root comma root WDP. Then if MySQL connection is established, then you have to connect the database also. MCA is our database name. We have to connect even the database. Right. After instead of we can have a separate program, separate file called as connect.php, where you can place all these or 4 or 5 lines in that, and you can just include connect.php automatically. Whenever it is included at that point of time or point of place, the code will automatically substitute it. So, but it will be very easy. It will be very easy to read, to understand. That is the reason why we should go sometimes like this. Include connect.php. Include connect.php. So we forgot to place volatile, disposable. Now we are placing volatile and disposable with a radio button. With a radio button. You can see just. So here we have written it as permanent and disposable. Permanent and disposable. Permanent means a child is permanent. Chemical, it is not permanent, it is disposable, something like this. See, use and throw things are disposable, and reusable things are permanent. That is what is the meaning. And we are placing the name as dispose, and value is for permanent we are placing it as P, and for dispose we are placing it as D. Yes, you can see now, you can see the permanent and disposable has come now, right? It is just now very simple, and right now you browse and you take one file, KK2, submit. Now you can see all the things, iron chair, iron with plank, something like that. So temporary name has come, everything you can see there. Now a connection is established. How do we place, how to place that information onto the SQL table? That is now the issue. Now ఆ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మొత్తాన్ని SQL టేబుల్లోకి ఎలా పంపాలి? You can see now. Right, insert into items bracket lo you should place the field names, item name, comma item des, comma remarks, comma volatile, values, $F1, comma $F2, comma $F3, comma $F4. F1 will be placed into item name, F2 will be placed into item des, F3 will be placed into remarks, F4 will be placed into volatile. Now you can see the row has been inserted. Row is inserted. You can see now. Item ID. Remember item ID. We have not taken item ID, my dear friends. it is automatically given as 1 because of we have given it as auto increment. Auto increment. This is what it is. Here, right. Now, a new line has been placed. Now it is very important that no, this server is accessed by many clients. No, at a time, 10 clients wants to insert new data. In that case, no, it is obvious that we may get duplication. So for that reason, what we have to do is select star from items where item name is equal to $F1. So that we can get the exact item ID, my dear friends. Exact item ID. We can get the exact item ID. Exact item ID. That is very important. And eppudu jaragali idi? If a row is inserted in the table. How do you know whether a row is inserted in the table or not? See, there is a command called as MySQL underscore affected underscore rows. R1 అవసరం లేదు, తర్వాత కరెక్ట్ చేస్తాడు, but R1 not required. MySQL underscore affected underscore rows of just empty brackets greater than 0. That means ఒక రో ఇన్సర్ట్ అయితే 1 row is inserted అని వస్తుంది. then this value will be 1. If it is greater than 0, then only you have to specify this. Now whenever you get item ID is equal to row 2 of 0, now image name is equal to quotations lo item dot quotations and dot item ID. Item ID means put item ID 1 kada, item 1 తర్వాత quotations లో ఏమున్నాయి చూడండి, quotations begin .jpg అంటే our image will be saved as item1.jpg. ఒకవేళ if our item ID is 2, then it will be saved as item2.jpg. if our item ID is 10, our image will be saved as item10.jpg. that is very simple. But this is just image name, my dear friends, image name. Now we have to move this temporary name. Already we copied from the client machine to our server using temporary name. Now we should rename this temporary name with our image name. For that, what we have to do is we have to use what is called move underscore uploaded underscore files. Move underscore uploaded underscore file. To use move underscore uploaded underscore file. In the bracket, you have to use the temporary name, comma, the actual image name. See, we are going to move the temporary name into with our image name to our MCA directory, my dear friends, to our MCA directory. Now you can see that. See, remember some system. See, for example, you have been using a cell phone. From the cell phone లో ఉన్నటువంటి image ni we are sending to our system server. So for that we have to use move underscore uploaded underscore file bracket lo first temporary name comma our new name, image name. So whenever we execute this, automatically whatever the image you have sent, that will be saved as our with our name item1.jpg or item2.jpg or item3.jpg, something like that. Yes, now you can see. Now you can see there. Item1.jp is in our MCA directory. My dear friends, hope you understood. This is right. Now let us see how to display all the items of the table called as items. Now let us see. We want to display all the items of all the fields of item table. That's it. A small program which is used to display all the fields of the items అనే field అనే టేబుల్లో ఉన్నటువంటి అన్ని రికార్డ్స్ ని డిస్ప్లే చేయడానికి we want to write a program. Let us call this as p3.php. p3.php. Now you can see the see now you can see actually what is saved in item1.jpg. Now we have changed the KK2 with a small chair. So now let us display all these things. It is called p3.php, my dear friends. p3.php. Display all. Now you can see the entire program. The only thing is we have to connect with MySQL. Connect MySQL. And then after that, you have to connect MySQL. After that, you have to use what is called select star from items where one, so that all the records will be displayed. You can even say order by item ID. That is also possible. Right. Now, what is the query you have to use? MySQL underscore query. So automatically query will be executed. Where the result will be stored? In row. How do you store? How do you get that row? MySQL underscore fetch underscore row, my dear friends. MySQL underscore fetch underscore row. If you place it in with a while loop, while $row is equal to MySQL underscore fetch underscore row of $R1, then automatically first when it is executed for the first time, it get row $row will have the first tuple. And when it is executed for the second time, automatically the second row will be in $row. Now we are by using table, table, table and tdtr, we are just now placing all these content with the table. You can see, you can observe very clearly table, tr, td, how we are writing something like that. You can please see. Very simple. Using TRTD is a very simple task. There is no big headache in the using this. The only thing is you have to close PHP by using question mark and tag. Question mark and tag. And whenever you are using, again you are coming back to PHP, then you have to put again opening tag and question mark, as simple as that. Now, if you want to use a HTML tag in PHP, then you have to use echo in quotations. So here you can see echo tr, echo tr. See, tr is HTML tag. You are using with PHP. Echo quotation tag, something else. You can see here very clearly Now we are going to execute the program. Now you can see how do we display the image. That is also you can see now. To display an image. No, image name we know item plus item dot item ID dot quotations for JPG, right? And then how to display an image by using SRC, my dear friends. You can see now. చెప్పండి అవునండి అవునండి జరుగుతున్నాయండి సంవత్సరానికి 27,000 అండి అవును అవును వచ్చుద్దండి 30,000 దాకా వచ్చుద్దండి అమ్మాయి అకౌంట్లో పడుతుందండి కాదండి సపరేట్ ఓన్లీ ట్యూషన్ ఫీజు అండి లేదండి లేదండి అవునండి Now we have displayed the image with style width as 500 and height as 600. Width as 500 and height as 600. Now you can see how it is displayed. Now let us see how we can see how the image appears. Now you just have a look at this. Then if necessary we can reduce the size. We can reduce the height and width. Height and width. Now let us see. p3.php. Yeah. Oh, so height is very high, very long width. Let us resize it. So now 500, 600. Now let us make it 100 and 120. So ratio must be there, no? 100 and 120. Let us make it 100 and 120. Let us make it 100 and 120. And 120. If you see now, yes, this is what is very good, right? Now you can see we are going to insert one more line, and you can also see that, right? You please watch.